Well, it's LAPD's discretion. Usually when you're in an area, if you're not familiar with, I'm sure South Pasadena is assisting them right now. We're approaching the middle school here in South Pasadena. I believe they may actually be on summer school, so that's some good news right there. But we're crossing over Fair Oaks. We're going southbound Fair Oaks, and this road is going to end onto, well, yep, well, if you want to know his tire was going flat, that's your answer right there. He just lost his tire. He's on the rims. So this pursuit's going to end. I mean, they try to drive on these rims as long as they can. It's just a matter of time before he loses control. He's going to be, and now he's not going to have full control of that vehicle. And as he makes a turn, here we go. We're coming up onto the Huntington Drive here. He's going to make this a right turn. He's making a right turn onto Huntington Drive, and he's going to be traveling a little more slowly now, hopefully, because he is losing ability to control this vehicle. So now we're going westbound on Huntington Drive, and we're kind of going back into the El Sereno as we cross over Fremont Avenue. We're going back into the El Sereno Highland Park area. So basically, South Pasadena units are probably assisting, but from what I hear, LAPD is still primary for this pursuit, a stolen vehicle originating out of the LAPD Northeast Division. No, I mean, he's not, but eventually that is going to be the crucial factor, which is going to cause him to spin out because he is losing control of that car. You minimize control when you're on those rims, and a lot of times they drive it such a length of time, we start seeing the sparks, and there you go, just running a red light, just going through there. LAPD is going to end this. I mean, this guy, you watch, he's going to come up, he's like, okay, this is enough. He's going to initiate this pit maneuver. Here we go. And this is a Huntington Drive. We're coming into El Sereno right now, and this guy's almost enjoying it. He's just letting it go as long as he can, but watch how careful LAPD is. We have an intersection there. We want to make sure it's clear. Here we go. Initiate that pit maneuver. Boom. He's got him. Vehicle spun out. This guy is going to come right in front of him. He's not going to be able to back up. Hopefully, he won't be able to back up, and this pursuit now is stopped in this El Sereno area. And we're going to see these officers here. Look at those guys. They all got their guns drawn right now, and they are summoning him to get out of the vehicle. Whether or not he wants to comply is going to be one story, but I see his hands, so I'm going to zoom in because we see his hands. Excuse me. We know he is complying. Tinted windows, that's another issue. We don't see whether or not if there's another person in there. You always assume there's more than one. So once they get this person out, they're going to clear this vehicle. Right now, they're issuing the commands. We want to see your hands. They're going to tell them they want him to drop the keys out of the vehicle from the inside. Now, open the door from the outside like you see what he's doing. This is protocol there. They want to see the hands at all times. He's going to come out of that vehicle, hopefully complying, not pulling any shenanigans, and comply with those officers, but it appears that's the case. I mean, it's the pursuit. It ended. This guy knows it ended. The game is over, and pretty much he's just going to follow what LAPD. And see, those are the keys right there. They want him to drop those keys to make sure that in case if somebody else is in the car, they can't get in that car and start it and jump from the back seat to the front seat. So that's why they do that. Eventually, he will drop those keys, or he's just going to hold on to them for his own souvenir, but he's going to come out of that vehicle nice and slow. And let me pull out a little here. You can see where those officers are. This is Huntington Drive here in the El Sereno area, border of South Pasadena. But he doesn't appear to really be rushing. He's just kind of taking his time. He knows the game is up. He knows the game's over, and he's just going to slowly comply with their commands and do what they tell him to do. It is. They do not want them to see him. They do not want officers to see them approach. He's going to lay in the prone position, cross your legs. Sometimes they have him cross the legs, but he's actually proned out. Now, officers are going to be very careful. There's usually going to be a couple of officers here who are going to approach him, and they also want to make sure that vehicle is cleared. So still, we have an active scene. These guys are going to go put the handcuffs on him, but we still have other officers on the car. You see these guys, and they're going to make sure this car is cleared, checking the back window, but we're not done yet. We want to make sure that trunk is clear. That's part of the protocol as well, and sometimes, believe it or not, you'll see somebody in the car. So that's why that officer has that shotgun in the direction of the car. They're going to pop the trunk, make sure there's no victim, make sure there's no other suspect. But once that trunk is cleared, then they're going to call this a code 4 situation. But we're just waiting for that to happen right now while the suspect has been apprehended and he is in custody.